Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
Did you see Cokie? Was it Cokie or Gummy?
Gummy.
Oh, Cokie.
Oh,
Don
yeah.
Jr.
Yelling at people.
Aren't they crying?
I mean, they
yelled
are
at
they are
MSNBC.
just you have to get yourself
That was Cokie.
steel your stomach.
was
They are a
Cokie.
fact-free zone this week.
Yeah.
So he asked Don Jr. about the immigration policy, about the child separation policy. Would that be enacted again? And Don Jr. of course just lies. Oh, that was Obama's policy.
No, it wasn't.
And then of course on Q I saw another interview with another, maggot in the audience. It's like, oh, that was Obama's. I mean, they say a lie, and then they all just parrot it. Yep. And, who was it? Jacob Subaroff, I think, was the reporter. He's like,
No.
that's not true. And he basically is like, get them out of here.
Yeah.
You MSNBC, so I know you're going to lie.
MSDNC.
Oh, that's so
MSDNC.
clever. It's so clever, Cokie. Oh, my God. Marconi invented it.
I would like to point out to J.D. Vance that a beard is not a substitute for a jawline.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. You are a liberal helper. What is the ticket? Panty liner and guy liner? Because
Yeah.
it looked like
I mean,
Trump
it was like
had
a
panty.
maxi pad.
It
or
was like a
something.
maxi pad on his
It was
ear. Oh my
insane.
God, this is the most. And by the way, I'm wearing my GOP bad idea factory. Let's keep in mind this week at the RNC, they're just a bad idea factory. Okay, what else was? Oh yes, Hitler and Himmler 2024 is the ticket.
That's it. That's accurate.
Also, Chris, this is funny. You're going to think this is funny. So they're the anti-immigrant party. They want to deport all immigrants, and they're both married to immigrants. It's so ridiculous and funny. Okay.
Oh, their almost
Okay.
all of their children are anchor babies.
Right.
Tiffany's the only non-anchor baby that Donald has.
Okay. So thank God we have Frank Figliuzzi,
Yay!
This
Oh my
morning.
God, you got it
Former-
right on the first try.
former G-man.
Yeah.
Because like everybody is saying what the actual
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You can
and
understand,
stupid.
Chris. You don't even have to be conspiratorial for people to go. The reason people thought this looked staged is because the Secret Service was so incredibly up that you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Like they identify this building as a vulnerability because it's so close.
Right.
Crowd members had to, for I don't know how long, a minute
It
or
was,
two,
it was
say,
several
2 minutes,
minutes.
2
It was
minutes.
several
right, say
minutes.
there's a guy, right? And it's so anyway. Frank wrote a piece about it, but we'll talk about just all of it. And the reason it looks staged is because you're like, why do you keep letting him pop up and pump his fist and getting out of the car and wave and like some of the.
Because he's not listening. That's why he was doing that. Trust
Yeah,
me. They were
right.
saying, get down. And
Right.
he's
Let
like,
me
no,
get-
I got to get up. Trust me.
That's
He was just
the secret. So you put him
disregard. I
down.
know.
You don't know there's not a second shooter.
I
You
know.
don't know that the. And,
I agree with you, but he
But
will not
he's-
listen.
and
Yes.
right when the shot rang out, they didn't know right then that the shooter had been
He's
neutralized.
He's like a baby that is trying to wriggle out of mother's arms.
Exactly.
That's what was going on.
By the way,
I agree.
are they? They're of course going to talk about Sleepy Joe. He fell asleep.
I know.
during the RNC,
I
which
watched
was
that.
all about him. You think if anything keeps baby awake?
I've been inside a convention of that sort.
Yes.
It's very loud in there.
Yeah, it's very
hard to
loud.
fall asleep.
Yeah, it's loud in there.
And meanwhile, Lester Holt with these same questions over and over to President Biden, who I thought did great last night. The 20th time he's done great. I know Friday got lost in the news cycle, but he was fantastic. At the rally on Friday, the big story was the comeback, right? Joe Biden. All the talk about him stepping out and went away. Then we have this shooting. And then Lester Holt, it's just good for President Biden saying,
Yeah.
what about the 28 lies that Trump told? You guys got nothing on that. What do you I mean? They're just asked, how does the shooting affect the race? Are you going to get out? Are you going to get out? I'm like, oh my God, really? We're still going to, how many times does he have to say, I'm not getting out? Okay.
Wow. You're angry.
I am angry.
You're an angry liberal this morning.
Yes. By the way, could you just feel them, like when this happened, going, "Oh God, please let it be a brown person, a black person, or a Muslim, or a pissed off liberal woman," and
It
then
was
you're
a
like,
republic. Yeah.
And apparently there were Trump signs in his parents' house
yard.
over the years. So
I mean, this morning on Morning Joe, there's again all kinds of speculation because we don't know stuff yet. We'll talk to
I think he was
Frank
a
about the
bully.
latest FBI,
think
but
the
they're
kid was
saying that there
bullied.
is a theory that the Trump wasn't right-wing enough. If you go into the right-wing fever swamps, it wasn't right-wing enough for him. There was some of that, how they always, Alex Jones and those people gin people up. But yeah, I mean, it's just, we can't say it enough. That the first thing Trump did in office was make it easier for mentally ill people to get guns. They are doing an AR-15 giveaway at the RNC.
Yes, they are.
You cannot write this stuff. I mean, okay. I forget. I got to Google the latest, FBI statistics. If you've listened to Chris Wray, the vast majority of these shooters are young white men with AR-15s.
We're going to have a
with
former
right-wing ideology, generally.
We're going to have a former assistant director of the FBI on in a few minutes, so you could ask him directly.
Right. That's what I said.
Okay.
I just didn't want to say Sfigluzzi again. But I have completed it successfully for the second time.
And most likely the Italian pronunciation is Figluzzi.
Yeah.
With two Z's. Because like pizza. You
I
don't say
wonder if
pizza.
he likes a pasta fagioli.
You don't say pizza.
Huh?
You say pizza. You don't say pizza with two Z's.
Okay, could you focus, please?
I would like a pizza.
Now look what you've done.
I'm sorry.
You've made the bear hungry.
He's hungry.
I mean, I mentioned this yesterday during my surprise appearance on the Stephanie Miller
thank
Show.
you for coming in.
Yes, people say I do a good job filling in for Jody Hamilton sometimes.
Well, you were filling in for me right here.
Right. But I feel terrible for this poor guy, this firefighter whose family now grows up fatherless, right? This is the party of, fatherless families. It's like, really? This guy died for Donald Trump. And Trump still hasn't called his wife.
Nope.
Which is what I said yesterday, that of course President Biden tried to call.
And she said no.
I'm sorry, what is... Herr Twitler, as J.D. Vance used to call
What's
Trump.
over there?
I'm motioning to the golf course where Donald Trump was.
Okay.
While President Biden was being a president, calling... Yes, Corey Comparatori is the deceased fireman who, he threw himself in front of his family.
He did the right thing for his family. God bless him.
She told the Post President Biden tried to call her, but she declined to speak to him since her husband was a devout Republican and would not have wanted to talk to him. She said, I don't have any ill will towards Joe Biden. I'm not one of those people that gets involved in politics. I support Trump. That's who I'm voting for, but I don't have any ill will towards Biden. This is just so sad to me. And all of these idiots like Marco Rubio and Scott Walker, as you mentioned yesterday, Jody, saying, oh, God protected. Oh, really? God wanted this fireman dead.
And two other people
God
seriously
protected
injured.
our savior. It just plays into this stupid savior complex. And he's, Cheeto Jesus, right? And it's just, I'm like, really? Lalo, our friend, Lalo Alcatraz said, so do you really think God hit the firefighter but missed the rapist felon? Really? Because then God's kind of a D.
Yeah.
And the two people, also, again, the two people critically injured. Thank God they've been upgraded, but
they're
initially
serious now. Yeah, they're in serious condition. So.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Lalo Alcaraz.
What did I say?
Alcatraz.
You said Alcatraz. That's where you want Donald.
Sorry, Lalo. I did not mean to imply that you have ever been in Alcatraz.
Or that it was named after you.
Listen, I have cartoons that he sent me.
Yes.
I know who he is.
He's a
my
great
friend.
cartoonist. Yes, absolutely.
I apologize. I meant to say Lalo San Quentin.
Wait.
And I misspoke.
Lalo Folsom.
That's funny.
Lalo Joliet.
Right. Okay. All right. Amy Siskin says, on the politics of it, don't believe the storyline Republican pundits are spinning. Another angry young man with an AR-15 and Secret Service lapses do not win over new support, in my opinion. Biden looks strong, presidential, and unifying. He is shining right now. I don't know what to say anymore. I know, it is just... Tristan Snell, our friend, said, so a registered Republican tried to assassinate the leader of the Republican Party when he and his followers constantly agitate for political violence, including the hanging of their own vice president, and then Republicans blame the assassination attempt on Democrats. Got it. I mean, okay. Let me just neaten my stacks this morning. We have also Charlie Pierce, who, God bless him, is more of a patriot than we will ever be. He is literally at the RNC all week. Dear God. Okay. Give me, give me some more Jessica Tarloff, just so I don't feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Thank you.
Donald Trump has been doing that since 2016. Remember when he said the Second Amendment people could take care of it? When he was talking about Hillary Clinton abolishing the Second Amendment and she'll get to appoint judges. He talked about, remember that congressman from Montana who body slammed a reporter and he said, he's my type.
Oh, you can go on and on.
Yeah,
This despicable joking about Paul Pelosi. Please stop. By the way, it's like, oh, Trump's throwing out his speech and he's going to make a more unifying speech. No, I get you want us to unite behind you.
Right.
Someone wrote a piece. We're all MAGA now. No, we're not.
not.
No, we are not. Believers in your hateful, divisive ideology. I mean, it's just, they talk about us politicizing that. Oh my God. They're trying to turn him into, Jesus. Like, now you have to vote for him. I mean, look at him.
No.
Yeah, about 3/4 of the speakers last night demonized the LGBTQ community.
Yes, they did.
Oh
we
my
had
God.
a couple of quotes
Yeah.
from them. Yeah.
Thank you. Lizzie said, America's Hitler / America's Himmler 2024. I go now to the Hitler Himmler to get my self-dictator tots.
I go now to the Hitler burger, the Hitler
Lizzie.
burger, the Hitler burger.
Dictator
I go
Tom.
now to the Hitler burger to
Look at you.
get myself my lunch.
Dictator tots.
Look at you being divisive by quoting J.D. Vance. Exactly. Didn't I say that? I came down here after the show. And I was like, really? J.D. Vance, you blame Biden's rhetoric for this assassination attempt. You're the one that called him Hitler and an idiot. And he's done, I mean, ironically, J.D. Vance 2016 would be a perfect Democratic vice presidential candidate.
Except he's not as smart as Kamala.
Oh, Tim tweeted, J.D. Vance is a DEI hire, dictator enabling idiot.
Well, last night he told Sean Hannity that he was taken in by the media lies about Donald
we
Trump,
have
and
that,
that's why he
Yeah.
that's why he said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel tweets, so both the Republican nominees for president and vice president wear more makeup than you do. That's to me. Or Kamala, right? That's funny. Okay. I look forward I forget his name.
What?
I forget. I look forward to reading J.D. Vance's next memoir, Why I Support America's Hitler. Frank Conniff, our buddy, our pal, says Trump is a reprehensible piece of... but the choice of J.D. Vance as his VP shows he's willing to balance out his ticket and expand his base with another reprehensible piece of... Yeah, this is... I mean, because a lot of people are even saying Ohio's safe red now. I mean, and first of all, stop with the, I wonder if he's going to pick the black guy or the lady. Of course he's not. Of course he's going to pick another white guy.
Of course.
They're a white supremacist party at this point.
Well, we all said because his last name is Vance, so it's simple.
Yeah.
Trump Vance.
Yes.
That's mainly
Sure.
why.
Sure. And he's 39, which is funny because remember when they said Obama was too young to and could not possibly take over as president? Because, okay.
When
He's
is
been in the Senate for a second. Yes.
when is Tim Scott going to call off his wedding now?
I know. Chris.
What?
Mindy
Come
and
on.
he and Mindy are in love, Christopher.
Mandy. It's Mandy.
Whatever.
He probably
doesn't know her
probably
name.
doesn't know either.
Yeah,
He doesn't know her
He
name.
calls her Crindy.
He was so cringy last night. Oh my God. With those giant comedy clacker teeth and just. Can they have him and Eric on stage at the same time? Because that's a lot of clacky comedy teeth just coming at you. Okay. Wow. And we're only in day one.
It only lasts till Thursday, right?
Oh, and we have Dean Obadala, legal lad.
Yes.
Yes.
I
in
wonder.
hour 3.
I wonder if Don Jr. could have gotten J.D. Vance's mom some of the good coke.
And by the way, as Charlie
What?
Pierce points out,
What?
he sold out his relatives to write his book. He's
Right?
just such a God, power hungry, sycophantic. Holy crap! He wants women to be forced to carry their rapist child. He doesn't want women to be able to get out of abusive marriages. He's
does
like
Tom Cotton.
human form of Project 2025.
they're
Did
all
you see what's written in there? The only legitimate family is a working father and a stay-at-home mother and their children. Oh my God, Zeke Kyle, y'all. Oops, did I quote J.D. Vance again? I mean,
I like that you called him J.D. Hitler.
oh, I'm sorry. I meant Himmler. I apologize.
J.D. Himmler?
I apologize.
Welcome to OK Now You Know. I'm Joe Garner. Today, we're traveling back in time to a hot summer in 1776. A time of revolutionary change culminated in the creation of one of the most important documents in American history, the Declaration of Independence. How did it come to be? And what does it really represent? Let's dive in to the birth of a nation.